Yeah. There is a comic in the J. Michael Straczynski run of The Amazing Spider-Man where he fights like a gamma-powered zombie kind of guy. There's like multiple gangsters kind of like fused together in this horrible gamma thing. It's a very good arc, actually. Not the best in the run, but like it's J. Michael Straczynski, so he knows what he's doing. But like he's talking about it with Mary Jane, and it's like, yeah, he's just being held together by gamma radiation, and that's also what's giving him his strength. So I just had to fucking tire him out, and he'd just fall apart. And then Mary Jane was like, would that work for the Hulk? And it's like, no, the Hulk has the ability to transform back into Bruce Banner and like regenerate his stock of just like gamma energy. But if push came to shove, I could kill the Hulk. And it's like that very real moment where he's like, I really wouldn't want to do it, and it would be really hard, but if I absolutely had to...
How would he kill the Hulk? Does that ever adjust?
I mean, he just like...
Also, where was he in World War Hulk?
In World War Hulk, I mean, fucking everybody was like... the Hulk should beat most people. Not to get on my huge, like, nerd soapbox here. The Hulk should beat most people, but should not lose to people that, like Doctor Strange, who could just, like, put him in another dimension, you know? Like, Doctor Strange should be able to think the Hulk into submission. But... Because the premise of the story is the Hulk beats up everyone, Strange was like, nah, I'm gonna get into a fist fight with the Hulk. That'll do it. But, like, yeah, it's like fucking, Reed Richards will just build a special gadget to beat up or kill anyone that he doesn't like. Like, fucking Captain America, like, is so well-versed in people's fighting styles that he's just, like, able to take on Spider-Man, even though Spider-Man is, like, so outside of his weight class.
No, wait, so go back. How would Spider-Man kill the Hulk?
I believe there was, like, just forcing him not to turn into Bruce Banner, and at some point he just, like, fucking collapses. Which is, like, conflicting with a bunch of Hulk stories, obviously, where it's like, the Hulk can survive 1 trillion years as the Hulk, who cares? But, like, it does show that, and other things have shown that Spider-Man has totally considered ways to, like, beat up all his friends. I believe he once used asbestos webbing on the Molten Man and noted that, like, yeah, if I needed to kill Johnny Storm, I could use this. Just in case. Just in case he needs to kill his friend.
When summoned, they all came for different reasons. We have beer. I'm in. We have money.
Oh, thank God. God, yes. I love that. It's a great little moment for Spider-Man. Yeah, the World War Hulk, it's got a few great moments and a few really stupid moments. Mostly good, actually. I think I'm mostly positive on that event, even though, like, it does require people to just ignore their superpowers. But at one point, like, he goes to beat up all the X-Men because he's mad at Professor X, and, like, the Juggernaut, who was a good guy at the time, is like, fucking, here we go, you and me, we always come down to this, and I'm unstoppable. And the Juggernaut's like, great. Go be unstoppable in New Jersey, and just, like, puts him across the water. And, like, the Juggernaut just keeps going, because what is he gonna do, fucking sink? So, Hulk doesn't need to beat every time.
What's Juggernaut's name? Kane Marco?
Yeah, Kane Marco. Right? Which, I always thought, like, there was some kind of relationship to Flint Marco, the Sandman, but I don't think there is. Except maybe in some... that made me recall a really dumb comics moment. So... I don't know if you've seen, like, the comic depictions of Sandman and Norman Osborn, but they kind of have that, like, loofah hair. They get that weird, like, Brillo pad hair.
Huh.
It's really, like, they have such a weird hairstyle that is, like, impossible to replicate with just, like, Hollywood makeup.
Okay.
And it's just, like, how Steve Ditko decided to draw them, And there are people who have that, like, kind of wavy red hair. It's just a kind of rare hair type. And for some reason, like, some comic fan who eventually grew into a comic writer noticed this, that Sandman and Norman Osborn are, like, the only Spider-Man villains, I guess Harry Osborn also, to, like, have this hairstyle and, like, made them distant relatives. It's like, why did that need to happen? What was the point of that? Did you think comic fans were so in disbelief that 2 people could have that hair? Oh, hey. Oh, am I dying here? Force aura, energy resistance, all the fixins. You'll destroy droid. They made some
That
spooky
was
sounds.
at a different decibel level than most of everything else that's happening.
Dude, have you ever like just been listening to something and like there's a sound in whatever you're listening to, like a TV show or something, but like your speakers are good and or bad enough that like you think it's not coming from there?
Yes.
God, I hate it when that happens. Because like fucking, I'll be watching something and then there'll be like a boom and I'm like, oh God.
It's sort of the same category of that, but I find it way, 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 way worse is when you leave your computer open and then you go do something, you're in like the middle of another activity,
Yeah.
and you didn't have anything open on your computer that should have been making noise,
Oh.
but some like ad in some tab you had open starts playing some audio, and it's not loud enough for you to immediately identify what it is. You just fucking hear some mumbled, like, voices coming from another part of the apartment, and you're just like, what the fuck is that? What's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I had that shit, like, what the fuck? Okay. I had that shit, because, like, I am between roommates at the moment, so I'm living alone. And that makes every sound way scarier. I watched the trailer for the new fucking Pokemon games that are being released, Sun and Moon. And, like, God, like, every fucking... I'm pretty sure they're legally required to start every Pokemon game trailer with the Pikachu noise, which is like, got you, right? And so I usually, like, put that shit on Chromecast. But then after a while, like, after the video's in, it'll just, like, stop casting just for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. At which point, like, it starts playing on the laptop again, and I forgot that my speakers were just at, like, max volume. And so I just hear, Pikachu! And I'm like, ah! That was really scary, dude!
I'm really amused by the idea of you being scared of a Pikachu alone in your apartment.
Because I thought it was like...
Oh God, I'm not grounded!
Like, my fucking adrenaline brain was like, oh God, there's some kind of wild creature in here. I'm not even in tall grass.
I like that your brain made that connection without realizing it's fiction.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
God.
amazing.
It happens all the time, especially when it's, like, late, and I've been up fucking getting up early for work, and I'm just, like, tired. My brain is just, like, not doing its usual, like, checks to make sure there's not a murderer in the apartment.
No, I'm totally on board with sleepy brain, mammalian instincts working overtime to keep you from dying, but not doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
An example I'm thinking of right now, because I'm holding one of my toy lightsabers, is I have 100% brandished a toy lightsaber at what was revealed to be an empty room. Thankfully, because if the room actually contained my fears in it,
Yeah. What would that
a
do
plastic
for you?
toy lightsaber would have done little more than embarrass me.
Yeah, it would have made the police report really fucking embarrassing. Been like, guy we found a fucking toy lightsaber. What an idiot. Jesus.
Oh shit, have I ever told you about the time I thought I was going to get kicked out of class in community college? I took the semester-long course in horror films, and I hated it. It was like
you mentioned that
6-hour-long class every Tuesday from like mid-afternoon to relatively late at night, and just in a basement, like concrete basement of a like 60s, one of those like 60s era concrete terrible architecture buildings.
Yeah.
In the basement of this building, in this big lecture hall with like 60 strangers watching horror films.
Right.
For just hours every week. I hated this shit so much. It was so stressful. So, I find a lot of comfort in things, and I really enjoy like talismans, the objects, the toys that I have with me that give me comfort, like lightsabers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sonic screwdrivers. Yes, exactly. So I would take shit like that with me to this class to like help me get through it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Have a totem.
Exactly. I even took my teddy bear to class once, because just like fucking whatever you need to get through. And that was sort of the flip side of it's a room full of 60 strangers, so I don't give a fuck what.